Heard there was... What?
You didn't even get on frame, just... Heard.
Good or too cringy?
Too cringy.
Oh, so I should sing the song?
No, not like that.
Well, then I'd be going in...
I don't know why this hurts so much. It, like, physically hurts.
Yeah! Is it a good sort of hurt? Like, you think it'll look good later? Or...
No. Like, you can put it in as, like, a what the fuck? Well, because you've been off for 2 weeks, you can do, like, the Wilbur line of, did you miss me? Did you miss me?
No. What if I just put the flag in front of my face? You think they'll get the hint?
No.
You think they'll get the hint that I'm doing it?
No, what are you doing?
That I'm doing a cosplay?
No.
A DreamSMP cosplay? What if I just use this whole clip? What if I just use this
entire thing?
clip?
Just, we need to find an intro.
This is my intro! Sup, internet?
Sheesh. That's the intro. Sheesh. You want to try and roll that back?
It's been far too long. I can't. My intro isn't that hard.
It's really not.
So I know a little while back I did a whole poll on my story and it was like, oh, should I do a story time or a cosplay? And a lot of people voted for a cosplay video. I was like, yeah, I could totally do it. And then I realized the cruel reality of cosplay costs too much. And then kind of surluted that with a different video of making a crochet bee, which is our beautiful baby girl, Jessica. You know, our beautiful bee Jessica, she lost a wing, but we still love her. We still care for her. She's still amazing and soft. But anyways, this is the big project that I've been working really hard on. This is actually the first video, even though it's the last video you guys are seeing. But all the videos prior to this is what I've been working on for you guys because I really wanted to get a cosplay video out for you guys. And, like, if you guys like this, you can subscribe, comment, like the video, tell me if you guys want me to do more of this because I'm more than happy to do it. I just feel kind of bad that it took so long to get this out. So with that being said, let's dive into making the cosplay of Wilbur Soot from the DreamSMP.
Who's a little pyromaniac?
He's our little pog champ. I'd never want him to see this video. Week 1. No, I don't.
Week 1.
So week 1 consisted of a lot of planning of what I want to do for the cosplay, what I needed for the cosplay, as well as what skin I wanted to use. I decided to go with the kleptomaniac one.
Is it kleptomaniac stealing?
I meant to say pyromaniac, not kleptomaniac.
Although that was good. Wrong word.
The first thing I know that I needed was a jacket. I then decided, well, maybe I'll go to a thrift store. I decided I was gonna go to a thrift store of sorts to get a jacket cheaper, thinking that it would be easy to find, you know, a brown trench coat that I can just alter up a bit. I didn't really care on sizing.
Just a hobo jacket.
I just needed a hobo jacket. And my sister, at the time, suggested, where did we go? The Garment District. And so we made our way into Boston, which was eventful in itself. Here we are back at it again, but this time we're not locked out.
We're just walking.
We're just
giant
walking.
City.
Okay, so
explain your expectations for where we're going.
So we're going to be going, so a little backstory. My sister currently went to the Garment District, which I've seen commercials on YouTube. They're crazy. And I was looking for a thrift store to kind of find Wilbur's jacket. And she suggested this place because she says that there's a high chance that we could find a jacket for Wilbur. This is so weird having people stare at me and walk.
So you should get a sticker on the back of your phone that just says subscribe to Ashland.
I should, honestly. I need to invest in like a selfie stick.
Yeah.
But anyways, looked up in the website. It's definitely a thrift store.
Oh yeah, it is
The
the
website-
thriftiest thrift store you can get.
The website is so shady. So I've never been. Caitlin's been before, and I'm kind of nervous. She told me that she wants to see my reaction when I first walk in, and that scares me.
Oh yeah, it is 100% terrifying, but like you need the reaction first going in.
But you
What
think
are those chairs?
I don't know. Boston is a weird place, my friend.
Boston is weird.
But yeah, so but you think we could find Wilbur's jacket here?
I highly think that we can find Wilbur's jacket because when I went, they did have a lot of trench coats because a lot of it is like 70s, 80s stuff.
Yeah.
It seems like.
See, the problem is we got to make sure we don't find something that's like Sherlock Holmes.
Oh yeah, there's a fine line that we cannot cross.
It's a fine line. And then when we finally got there, now not that there's anything wrong with the place. It was very nice. I would probably go again just to do some personal shopping, but yeah, going in there first time, it's off-putting. Why is there a horse?
Yeah.
So we only do one thing. Why? What?
Don't you love it? Don't you love it? Isn't it amazing?
I'm scared.
Hey, look at the masks.
This shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah. But it is.
Okay, I just oh no. Oh no.
Grinch be stealing your dreams.
Caitlin just pointed this out. Very iconic that we have Alex here when we're searching for a Wilbur cosplay.
Hello, gingerbread man.
Oh no.
Between that and fucking Frosty the Snowman.
Like, what the fuck is this place? Like,
Why does he have balls?
oh no. Oh, I feel awkward for filming. That is terrifying.
Oh yeah, 100%. He is scary.
It's strange. But it's a really cool place in general, and I would suggest to check it out if you ever have the time. Except for the kitty. I swear to God, there was someone in that cat, and I was terrified of that cat. I thought it was gonna jump out at me every time I walked up the stairs. Get up there, and we're looking around, doing our average stuff. We're searching, looking for things, and we found a few, but I was actually starting to get a little more on the hopeless side just because we couldn't really find the exact one. They had a bunch of brown jackets, but they weren't long. They had a bunch of long jackets, but they were too Sherlock. And I didn't want to go too Sherlock. That was my issue. I had to make sure I found a jacket that wasn't too Sherlock Holmes. Eventually, though, we ended up finding a jacket.
There's a painting of Elvis crying. No, left.
It's cool. This place is cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's just scary when you first walk in.
But it's confusing. How much is this?
How much is it? Ooh, damn, $24.
Okay, so... yeah, and do we have brown? Okay, cool. Yeah, too long, and we don't have any sense, but we can just work with it.
Yeah.
This is Wilbur. This is Wilbur.
Well, do you want to quickly try it on considering it's just a jacket? You can. That's allowed. You're fine.
I'm just gonna sneak over here. That one is.
It's just clothes. And then we're gonna be buying it anyway.
Yeah, it would need to be cinched, but I think this is a good one.
Yeah, it needs to be cinched, but it works.
It's a hobo jacket.
It's a hobo jacket.
Okay, so I just realized we need a white t-shirt. Because Wilbur has a white t-shirt, so we're like, okay, can't use that. Stay wild. This is perfect, right? Small. 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 Every fucking small white tee. I told you, someone just bought a surplus of small white t-shirts. Made our way home, and then it was finally time to start working on it. So I turned on my camera, filmed hours worth of B-roll of alterations. First alteration that needed to be done, the sleeve was way too long. It was way too big of a jacket, so those were the first two things that really needed to go. So we cut the sleeve up, that way it actually fit where it needed to fit. We actually fixed the sleeve up and made it a little tighter. We cut up from the top seam instead of the bottom sleeve, just because it did that weird puff thing because it was meant for someone who was broader, which ended up making it later on down the line. If you were to do this, I would suggest cutting up here if you really didn't care about that weird puff and cut along the sleeve since we were already tucking that in. But we were doing it this way just because I really didn't want that there, and my sister, who is very much more advanced in sewing than I am and has helped me a lot through this project, also suggested to do that. But just to let you guys know, it did make it so, like, where my elbow is where, like, the pit is. But I'm willing and okay to live with that. You might not be, but I am. Don't do what I do if you don't like it.
Quick seamstress note, if you want it to actually be form-fitting, you're supposed to cut down the back of the jacket to bring the shoulder width in, and then cut the sleeves that are underneath the arms. But we didn't do that.
And then my sister helped me, and we pulled it in, cut it, sewed it, and just made sure everything kind of fit. And towards the last minute, we felt like it was a little too long, so we just tapered it up. So by like the end of day 2, all the alterations were done, and it was time to get into the more fun stuff, the more like, actually time to make the jacket look like Wilbur's jacket stuff. So starting up in the morning, decided, well, probably the first easiest thing to do is probably just do the cape, because I really didn't want to do that collar, and I didn't know if I should do the collar. I was battling because some people have it that it's just a hoodie that pops out of the jacket. Some people have it that, no, it's a full-blown cape. Some people have it as patches. His skin, it's just very hard to tell what it is. So I went for more cape look. I decided to make a cape. So brought it, cut it, sewed it, and it was too small. Placing it on it, it did not look right. So then we took it apart. Then I made a bigger one, and we put that on. And that one seemed fine, but it was already like really late at night, so I went to sleep. Woke up from my slumber from the next day and walked into my sister's room while she was in school.
From the next day?
From the next day. Into the next day. She was already in school while I came into her room to annoy her because she had a mannequin and a sewing machine. Since I already had it pinned to be hemmed out, I decided to then work on it being hemmed out, and the machine was not being very kind to me. Hemmed the whole thing, went to work, came home, and then pinned it and started sewing it. Stayed up until probably 12 o'clock at night, sewing the entirety of the whole cape on. At the end of the day, I actually sewed too far into it, so it even this whole thing, it just sits weird. It's something that could easily be fixed, but for now, it's fine. But did that. Watch Rambu's stream of Cuphead. That was amazing. 10 out of 10. Nothing more fun than watching Rambu play Cuphead while you're sewing Wilbur's jacket at 11:45 at night. Did I bite off more than I could chew? Probably. Fell asleep for the night. Woke up with scissors in my face. Probably shouldn't sleep with sewing equipment in my bed. I was kind of afraid because I didn't think I had enough scraps for it. So what was originally the first cape was then turned into the collar, and that's when the issues came. That's where a lot of the issues came, was from just doing the collar. I that's probably like the part where I would say my sister actually helped me out the most. Just because no matter what I was doing, something was going wrong with that. I can't even tell you what I was doing because I don't know what was happening halfway through the whole thing. I just know that it's on there now. Does it sit properly? No. But does anything really sit properly with this cosplay? No. So after putting the color on, it was practically done, but I wanted to put my own little spin on it and kind of give a nod to some of the past streams and some of the, some of the lore bits that are in the series and kind of customize the jacket a little bit. So I decided to take the hobo jacket and add some military patches that I found, to kind of give that nod off that, he was in a war and, he's, this presidential figure. And I found a bunch of online pins that were both kind of like this military badge and also kind of this whole, presidential, badges that said, Soot for president and, POG 2020 and all that stuff. And I thought that was really cool. And a big Lemannberg flag pin, which was really cool. And I also was actually going to take a flag, which you saw earlier. I was going to take a flag and kind of put that on the back, but the flag's a lot larger than what I thought it was going to be, so ended up not doing that, but that was another idea, was just have a kind of a torn flag, or maybe just a flag, so to the back of it, but it doesn't have that. And then on one of the shoulders it has 3 X's, because I wanted 3 X's to show that at the time he had lost all 3 lives. So then after Dream took a lovely trip down a train track, I then decided, well, I'm going to have to buy some gauze, and I went to the nearest Walgreens to buy some white gauze and put a bunch of fake blood on it to look like the little patch to kind of match his skin a little bit better. And then use this yellow sweater that I normally use for Ghost Burr and just contribute that into his whole, Resurrect Burr outfit. That way I could do both Pyromaniac, who wants to destroy a country, to brand new lease on life, all in one go. Put on a beanie. I'm just gonna my hair's already short, so I'm just gonna fluff it up. And I guess it's time for photo shoot time. And I guess it's time
for photo shoot time.
I actually kind of like that now, the more I think about it. Or is that no? Should I just not?
You can go ahead.
So with that all being said, I guess it's time for a photo shoot. Time.
Had to add that in.
Yes. Hey. Hey.
Night night.
Night.
Love you, sweet dreams.
Love you too. Sweet dreams.
What we filming?
The kind of the voiceover for my video.
Ah.
And then once this is done, I can start editing this video. And then I would like to know when you're ready to do the wood thing, so I can get started on that video.
That's gonna take a while. You know that.
Yeah, but how long? Because I can do it myself. You just don't want me to do it by myself.
Right. I want you to keep your fingers.
I have used saws before.
Measure out the wood, and maybe I'll cut it Tuesday.
Okay.